Hi everyone. I hope you had a wonderful new year. I'm Deepan. I head digital and performance at Webenza. Thank you, Social Samosa, for having my opinion on what I have seen in 2016 and what I expect to see in 2017. My first bet is going to be on private communities. The investments in community building on social networks is continuing to be worrisome for a lot of brands because we have seen brands like Wine shutting down their shops and the investments have gone for a toss, right? I have seen brands like Manipal Hospitals and even startups like Baby Berry deploying their private communities to engage their TG in a very close group of networks and in the longer run, which I think is more sustainable than a regular form of community building on any social network. My second bet is going to be on digital only videos. This year, 2016, we have seen a lot of videos created exclusively for Facebook, exclusively for YouTube, right? The reasons why brands are continuing to invest is because of the ability you can tell longer form stories and you can promote it at a very lesser cost. And people have started to, engage, started consuming these type of content on their mobile devices on the go. That is why this format has become extremely popular, and it has several advantages over, a 30-second TVC on a television channel, right? My third biggest bet, in fact, my biggest bet of 2017 is going to be on artificial intelligence. A simpler form of artificial intelligence app is chatbot. Global brands have been extremely successful in deploying these applications. We will see a lot of Indian brands coming forward deploying their application. Several use cases are, the bots can answer customer queries. It can upsell, cross-sell, broadcast information at scale. The potential of artificial intelligent apps are endless. We have also seen companies like Facebook and IBM opening up their APIs for third parties to build on top of these APIs. My fourth bet is going to be on influencer marketing. A widely successful concept in the West is continuing to be a worrisome space in India. Brands are going after people who claim to be an influencer with a lot of bot-driven engagement on Twitter and Instagram while having an inactive blog with really poor content. While the real influencers are continuing to be more expensive. So it is important for us as an industry to come forward and address this challenge, remove the junk from the entire space, go after people who create really good content, which resonates really well with their target audience, and educate them on the best practices on digital so that they can widen their reach. The next prediction for 2017 is going to be employee advocacy. Again, a widely successful concept in the West. It has not been used to its fullest potential in India. Companies like IBM and Cisco, they have been deploying employee advocacy programs for their fullest benefits, and it has been working really well for them. Employees, they're your first brand advocates. They should be given the education, rewards, and the power to engage with their target audience online. This works especially for companies operating in the B2B space and also startups operating in niche industries who should use social media as a relationship building channel, then using them as a regular social sales channel. The next, my bet is going to be on the private messaging applications. We have seen a lot of brands trying to use these applications, but they turned out to be spammy over being interactive, right? The number of users using WhatsApp and Messenger are on the rise. Then the time being spent by these users on these platforms are way more than any social networks that you can take in. But brands should come forward, invest in more ethical practices such as opt-in form of communication or permission-based marketing to use these channels to market or engage with the right target audience. Try and create communities who are just using them as a broadcast channel. So investment by brands on the private messaging channels is going to increase. Even Facebook has opened up messenger ads recently. But the next big bet is going to be on ROI-driven advertising. The age of likes and impressions, I think, have gone. Brands are asking for more meaningful metrics. It's about getting the right visitors to your web properties, expecting them to take few actions, making sure that they're converting and understanding the practices, whatever is happening in their web property, back to the advertising practices. So programmatic is also on the rise. Brands have started increasing their investments towards programmatic advertising, which has lesser number of ad frauds compared to your social media advertising spending. We have seen a steady increase in the investments in that space. Last but not the least, the evergreen content that you're going to create. Create content which is more meaningful to your target audience. It need not necessarily be about the brand or the product or the service. Especially startups in the US have cracked it. They've started creating meaningful content, which in turn generates millions of visitors to their web property. Trying to turn them into customers using several deployments, right? So the investment in content have to increase. Brands should start focusing on just the frequency of content which is going out there. Come out of the mentality which is 4 to 5 blogs a month or 10 blogs a month, and start focusing your efforts on creating meaningful content which will resonate well with their target audience. That's about it from my end. Thank you so much.